what is my quality of life while I'm here? You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like I'm enjoying my mobility. I'm enjoying my mental health. I'm enjoying my peace. I'm enjoying my strength. My you know what I'm saying? So the vitality that I experience is a result of my discipline,
Mhm.
because that's what it is. It's discipline. That's really, but yes, it's education because it is about understanding, like we do have to unlearn certain things to relearn. And then once you relearn that, now it's about the mental conditioning of reinforcing that habit. And why am I reinforcing that habit? Like I love me some cookies, and my choice to recently cut out like I mean even the healthy cookies. I was a healthy cookie eater, let me tell you. But recently I made that decision to just cut it and just see, how do I feel? I feel excellent. I look better. I feel better. I'm gonna stick with this. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
laughing. I'm laughing because cookies are a man random thing to be like, I just love cookies. I think sometimes when people meet me and they find out my age, there's a moment where it's like, if they're my age, I feel like when people are younger, they're kind of like, I'm gonna do that. That's how I'm gonna do that. That's it. Or I'm already doing that. This is how it's gonna work out. And then when I meet people that are my age or older, it's almost like this, if I would have known, I would have did that, but now it's too late. And it's like, it's not too late. And through my own feelings of feeling like it was too late, I realized other people must be feeling like it's too late. And I have to let them know I even feel like it's too late. So it's not too late, because you could go at any time and choose to stop microwaving, stop going through the airport scanner. Cause like you said, you just stopped eating cookies and you already could see the difference. And cookies are not like the worst thing in the world. That's why I was laughing. You create a toxic environment, which is a breeding ground for disease, because you're not even adequately detoxing. Why? Because people are inundating, if you're up late at night, your circadian rhythm, you're supposed to be sleeping, you're not supposed to be eating. That's your reparative time. A lot of people are up. Look, some people have to work. I'm not knocking it. Sometimes I'm up. I love, I'm not gonna say I love a late night snack, but it's not like I haven't had a late night snack. You know what I mean? I don't love a late night snack. Like, that'd be exaggeration. But you know what I'm saying? If I'm hungry and it's late, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have a snack. But you are, if you are constantly, like, I had an acupuncturist tell me one time, I used to bartend, you're gonna have to get out of that nightlife. And I thought it was because it was bartending. He said, no. I had a friend who was a doctor that worked the night shift. He eventually died from liver cancer. Why? Because at whatever time, at 3 a.m. or whatever time it is, your liver is supposed to be in reparative mode. He was up under stress in a high, whatever, eventually just being up that late, according to the acupuncturist, he feels like that killed his friend, his hours that he had to work. So it's like there are just so many things, and it can get overwhelming. And I say I've been doing this for a long time, so a lot of it is like, and you've been doing it for a while, so it's a lot of it. So for somebody that might be listening to us that hasn't started the journey, it may seem like we're coming from a place of judgment, or it may, but it's not as hard as it seems to start to go down a rabbit hole, so to speak, of awareness, and not do the things that will eventually lead to an early demise. Because that's what it's doing. You're either fueling life, or you're, doing things to aid in an early death. Everybody gonna die, but it's like, to act like, because people are like, I don't, I'm not trying to live forever, because they think I'm trying to live forever because I don't eat meat. I'm trying to live forever. I'm not trying to be in the hospital on my deathbed for 8 months while my family cries around me because y'all know I'm gonna die any minute now. Like that. And people don't want to hear that they may have played a part in that. Not everybody, but you do play a part in your sickness.
You cannot commit to the change that is required to heal your body. You will not. It won't be successful. You have to stay committed to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna revert back to the lifestyle choices that got you here in the first place, you're gonna end up right back there again.
Mm-hmm. I don't think people really have accepted that, like, you are what you consume, and that it's a matrix kind of a bunch of different things that impact your overall wellness and longevity, and you have full control of what you consume, auditory, what you consume dietary, what you consume visually, and each thing. So if you could be the biggest raw food vegan in the world. If you're watching a horror movie every single night before you go to bed, you're impacting your psyche adversely. right? And you might still make yourself sick. You have to be mindful of all of that. And to start is just start with one thing. Start with one thing. Don't use the microwave. Give up the sodas. Stop the cookies. Stop smoking weed. Whatever the thing is that you feel like you need to do, start with that one thing. And then when you get that thing becomes a habit, pick another thing. And it's not too late, but you got to start, because otherwise it's just too many things right now. Like, they have to be thinning us. They're thinning us out. I mean, we know it, but it's like when you break it down, it's so obvious. They don't want us here. It's like,
It's so obvious. I think one of my biggest concerns is that people hear certain trigger words frequently, such as inflammation or hormone disruption, and they don't know what it means, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I'm exposing myself to radiation every day. Who cares that the AirPods are exposing me to radiation, because I don't know what that means. I don't know how that can actually impact my life. You know what I'm saying? So because it seems so far away, people don't pivot and make different lifestyle choices. And so as I was, really diving deep into understanding the effects of exposure to radiation, three main things that I saw is that it affects adrenal function, it affects hormones, like, and specifically major emphasis on infertility for men and women. It affecting testosterone levels, as well as the balance of progesterone and estrogen for women. Okay. And then the third issue, what was the third one?
Cancer. No?
Yeah.
Cancer.
Hundreds, at least. Hundreds on them. But they gonna fight us if we tell them to get more than a Brita filter for their water.
Eating healthy is expensive, but you have on whoever, name Off-White. I don't know their brands because I'm not a fashionista kind of girl, but these people are paying $1,800 for jeans and $2,000 for shoes, and you got a $20,000 purse, and you talk about, why did I get sick? Because you spent 20 bands on a purse and you don't have a blender. Like,
and you drink water from a bottle.
Yeah,
a Nestle bottle.
Look, this is not my nicest thought, but like, people will be like, I hate how water tastes. It doesn't have a taste. You're being ridiculous. You're not, what are you, 5 years old? It tastes actually good. But if it's like, if anything, you're gonna say anything, be like, water doesn't taste like anything. It's like, I hate the way water tastes. Now, it could be with all these fake brands and stuff like that. Water does have different brands, have different tastes. So it does depend.
Go get you some spring water. Get you some
spring
structured water. Get you some. I'm not even necessarily the biggest water advocate. You could take me down either path. We could go down the spring water path, or we could go down the H3O2 path, because either way you're getting hydrated.
Right.
But that's the key for me, is hydration, right? Just making sure it's coming from a source that the body can actually absorb. Now that you're getting hydrated, we can get into how it tastes. You know what I mean? Because now you're feeling different.
That's my thing. It's like when you stop the most important thing, hydration, and you stop at, but I don't like it. And I'm like, I don't think you really like Patron, because I don't think liquor really tastes good like that. You don't really like it. You want to get drunk. So you're consuming Patron to get your desired result of being tipsy. You want to be lit, because Patron might taste okay, but cognac or one of these other, that stuff don't really taste good. You're drinking.
I see the face that they make when they drink it. It doesn't taste good.
Like
you can't convince. Exactly.
So you just know that that's going to get you inebriated, and you trying to be lit because you got out. And look, I'm not knocking anything. You know what I'm saying? People do. But the thing is, if you could drink the shot, you can't drink a glass of water if you're drying out. You dry out, and you can't get a drink of water or get your hydration. You know what I'm saying? So I think like it, but I don't think people necessarily really feel like that as much as they're parroting the sentiments they've heard other people say. People just parrot and think.
It's that part. It's that part.
They said human beings are the only species on the planet that destroy the nutrient value of their food before they consume it. So if you
Facts.
are, so forget like when people are like, oh, it's thermal radiation. It's not regular radiation. It's non-ionizing. Okay, forget all that. It's stripping your nutrients. You need nutrient storage to have an adequate blood cell response, white blood cell response. So if you get exposed to a pathogen, airborne pathogen, a virus, or whatever, you want your body, your white blood cells to respond in defense of your body adequately. Most people are nutrient deficient, but like, what do you feel the responsibility is for a mom, for a parent, when it comes to things like radiation? Because you mentioned earlier, putting the EMF emitters, the AirPods in your pocket is radiating your balls. Sitting your laptop on your lap is radiating your. So what about a little boy who's sitting his iPad on his lap? He's radiating his little, I don't even want to say it, but he's radiating himself in his private areas before he even becomes a man and is even thinking about conception. He's already, and we didn't have that. So we don't know what my generation didn't have iPads. So what is the long-term study of a little boy resting an iPad on his genitals? And then is that going to lead to depopulation later? Like, do they plan that? Is that because they're trying to thin out the herd? If you Google what causes cancer, one of the main things that's going to pop up, one of the first things always is radiation. So what they try to focus on is each device. Their cell phone doesn't emit that much radiation. And we've seen that TikTok where they tell you can go into the settings of the phone and it basically tells you the phone is radiating you. So
it's recommended that you only talk on speakerphone. It's recommended that you do not hold the device up to your head while it is in use, because it is known that when the phone is receiving the signal to receive an email, to receive a text message, to receive a phone call, it's the equivalent of, what is it, those last 10 seconds of when you're running the microwave. It lets off like the most amount of radiation in that time frame.
So we have to come back on this topic, because I had a conversation with this scientist on Twitter a few years ago about the air fryer. And so I was talking to the GPT today doing the research. So mind you, I'm not relying, and this is the scary part, on the GPT to tell me the information. I'm more like, get you to list it out and then give me my bullet point. But I'm reading it to see if it's true based on what I know. It's scary how biased and swayed this AI stuff is. Because the information sometimes is so one-sided in the favor of the agenda. And
you have to ask it to specify. You have to ask it to specify from a certain angle, or you will get fed the agenda.
Or you will. And here's the thing. So the good thing is that people I don't understand why they need to be taught to use it, but I guess, that's a part of the learning for us. We were learning like how to talk to it. I talk to it. It knows my name and address. It speaks in Ebonics. I argued with it the other day because of the disclaimers. It always is, anything I ask it, it tells me to go to the doctor. You probably should seek a health. I said, you don't need to. It tells me all the time. I'll be working on some stuff.
All of this is new. These airport scanners are new. These AirPods are new. We are the long-term study.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the crazy things is those AirPods. Do you use them out of curiosity? No judgment. Okay, I didn't think you did, but I had to ask before I went down what I'm saying? I just had to ask. I didn't want to offend you, because I was going to say putting an EMF emitter on either side of your brain is one of the craziest notions that I've heard of. And you know what I'm saying?
You always got that one person who's going to come back and say, oh, well, you're so lucky that you can afford clean water, or you're lucky that you can afford clean food. And the reality comes down to, yes, there is a portion of the population who is really just in a bind, and they're doing the best that they can, and they're learning, and they're, one day at a time, whatever shifts, small things that they can change, they're doing it. So it's not coming from a place of judgment, but you have a very large percentage of the population who is hearing and turning a blind eye because it's inconvenient, right? And because it's just not enough of a priority. My lashes are more of a priority than my health. My alcohol on the weekend is more of a priority than my health. My weed is more of a priority than my health. Eating out once a week is more of a priority than my health, right? Or whatever, that the consistent Uber Eats, et cetera, right? So I'm just saying, if you're in a position
Mm-hmm.
where you are prioritizing other things over your health.
Mm-hmm. Because you have it.